After 60, your body begins to change in ways you never expected. You may feel weaker, tire faster, or struggle to lift things that used to be light. But the real shock, studies show that we lose up to 30% of our muscle mass between the ages of 60 and 80, even if we stay active. This silent muscle loss doesn't just make everyday life harder. It raises the risk of falls, weakens your immune system, and steals your independence. But here's the truth. I wish more people knew. You can rebuild muscle. You can get stronger, and you don't need a gym membership or expensive supplements to do it. In Japan, elders in their 70s and 80s are still gardening, biking, even dancing, thanks to the way they eat. Their meals are built around simple, inexpensive, high-protein foods that nourish the body and keep muscles strong. Today, I'll show you 7 of these powerful Japanese foods that you can find in most grocery stores and how they can help you feel strong, steady, and in control again at any age. Before we begin, I'd love to know where are you watching this from and what time is it for you right now. Leave a comment below. I truly look forward to hearing from you. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Why we lose muscle so quickly after 60. If you've been feeling weaker lately, you're not imagining it. The science is clear. After age 60, we begin to lose muscle at a rate of up to 3% per year. That might sound small, but over a decade, it can mean losing nearly a third of your strength. This condition has a name, but it's not just a diagnosis. It's something most older adults feel in their daily lives. Maybe you've noticed it's harder to get up from a chair or that your arms tired quickly when carrying groceries. These aren't just signs of aging. They're signals that your muscles are struggling to stay strong. So, what causes this muscle loss? One key reason is that as we get older, our muscles become less responsive to protein. This is called anabolic resistance. In simple terms, the same amount of protein that once helped you build and maintain muscle in your 40s now has much less impact in your 60s and beyond. Your body needs more, and it needs it more often. Another factor is lifestyle. Many older adults eat less overall. They may skip meals or eat smaller portions, especially of protein-rich foods. Add to that less physical activity, and the body has fewer signals to keep muscle tissue alive. And it's not just about looking strong. Muscle is essential for your senior wellness and entire health. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports balance and posture, protects bones from fractures, keeps the immune system working, and most importantly, it helps you stay independent. As a doctor, I've worked with many patients who thought, I'm just getting old. But often the real issue was muscle undernourishment, especially from diets low in high-quality protein. This is where the Japanese lifestyle offers something powerful. In Japan, older adults consume small portions of protein-rich foods throughout the day, not just at dinner. From fermented soybeans at breakfast to small fish and miso at lunch, their meals are designed to gently nourish muscle, not just fill the stomach. Why Japanese elders maintain muscle better than the West. In my years of practice, I have seen 2 very different pictures of aging. In many parts of the Western world, growing old often means growing weaker, mentally preparing for walkers, railings, and mobility aids. But in Japan, I've met 80-year-olds who still bike to the market, sweep their yards each morning, and climb stairs without a second thought. So, what makes the difference? A big part of it lies in how they eat and when. Unlike the typical Western model, where protein is often saved for one large meal at dinner, the Japanese distribute smaller portions of protein-rich foods evenly throughout the day. This supports constant, gentle muscle repair, especially important for aging bodies that can't process large amounts of protein at once. Their meals are also filled with variety and intention. Instead of relying heavily on red meat or processed foods, they eat a rainbow of fermented soy, small fish, sea vegetables, eggs, tofu, and grains like soba or brown rice, all of which contribute not just protein, but nutrients that support muscle strength, joint health, and digestion. This approach comes from a cultural philosophy called shakuiku, the Japanese art of mindful eating. It teaches that food isn't just fuel but something that deeply connects body, mind, and community. Meals are small but satisfying. Protein comes in multiple forms, not just meat. And most importantly, meals are seen as healing, not just habitual. There's also movement. In Japan, daily life encourages gentle, regular activity. Walking to the train, tending to a garden, squatting while cooking. These small actions, when done consistently, provide the physical signals muscles need to stay active. One of my Japanese colleagues once told me, we don't try to build muscle, we try to keep it alive every day. And that's exactly what their culture supports. A lifestyle that prevents decline before it begins. The power of natto, fermented soybeans that strengthen muscle and bone. Let's start with one of the most unexpected yet remarkably powerful foods found in the Japanese diet, natto. At first look, natto doesn't seem like anything special. It's a bit sticky, a bit stringy, and carries a bold smell that many people outside Japan aren't used to. But inside this simple fermented soybean dish is a nutritional goldmine, especially for anyone in their 60s and beyond. Natto is packed with high-quality, complete plant protein. Just a small portion, about 2 tablespoons, delivers roughly 8 grams of protein, along with a rare nutrient known as vitamin K2. And this is where things get interesting. Vitamin K2 helps guide calcium to the right parts of your body into your bones instead of your arteries. For older adults, that means stronger bones, healthier joints, and a lower chance of fractures. But natto's benefits go even further. Because it's fermented, it's loaded with natural probiotics that support digestion and help your body absorb nutrients more efficiently, including the protein your muscles depend on. As digestion often slows with age, this added boost can make a huge difference. In Japan, natto isn't treated like a trendy soup. It's simply part of everyday life. Many families enjoy it at breakfast, served with a bowl of rice, and sometimes topped with chopped green onions, a bit of mustard, or even a raw egg. This simple combination quietly supports the body in a way that no supplement can. It offers steady, long-lasting nourishment from the inside out. There's a beautiful consistency in this way of eating. Instead of trying to get all their protein at once, older Japanese adults give their bodies gentle, regular signals throughout the day, helping muscles stay active and preventing them from slowly fading away. One of my patients, a 74-year-old gentleman from Seattle, began adding natto to his morning routine a few times a week. He first heard about it from his Japanese neighbor, an energetic 82-year-old who still went hiking. At first, the texture took some getting used to, but he continued. Within just a few weeks, his energy increased. His digestion improved, and at his next appointment, we noticed he had gained a little weight. Lean weight, not fat. These may seem like small steps, but in senior health, small steps often become life-changing ones, and the science supports this. A study in the journal Nutrients revealed that older Japanese adults who regularly ate fermented soy foods like natto had better muscle mass, improved physical function, and more independence than those who didn't. Miso soup may feel like simple comfort food, but for many older adults, it's actually a gentle, dependable source of daily protein. If you've ever stayed in a traditional Japanese inn, you probably remember waking up to that soft, soothing aroma of miso simmering in the kitchen. Warm, savory, deeply calming. Yet most people don't realize that this modest bowl does far more than lift your spirits. For seniors, miso soup provides an easy, steady way to take in plant-based protein, along with a wide range of nutrients that support muscles, bones, and the immune system. Miso begins as fermented soybeans, often combined with rice or barley, and is aged anywhere from several months to several years. This slow fermentation does more than create its signature taste. It produces natural probiotics, enzymes, and easily absorbed nutrients that aging bodies can use without strain. A single serving of miso soup doesn't offer the same protein punch as a big piece of meat, but that's not the purpose. What matters is that it fits perfectly into a pattern of small, nourishing boosts throughout the day. In Japan, miso isn't treated like an optional side. It's a staple, whether served at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It quietly supports well-being, always present, always gentle. Research backs this up. A study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults in Japan who frequently ate fermented soy products, like miso, had lower rates of sarcopenia, better metabolic health, and more stable blood sugar levels, key factors for maintaining muscle strength. One of the reasons miso is so special is how adaptable it is. You can enrich it with tofu, seaweed, green onions, mushrooms, or small pieces of fish, each one adding minerals, protein, and texture. It becomes more than a bowl of soup. It becomes a daily ritual of rebuilding the body, spoon by spoon. And unlike heavy meats or protein shakes, miso soup is incredibly easy on the stomach. For seniors with slower digestion, or those who simply don't enjoy large meals anymore, it offers nourishment without discomfort. One story that always stays with me comes from Alice, a 78-year-old who began drinking miso soup every day after her granddaughter showed her a simple recipe. Alice told me it felt like her midday hug. After a few months, her blood pressure steadied, her afternoon tiredness eased, and she felt, as she beautifully put it, supported from the inside. That's the magic of traditional foods. They aren't flashy, they don't make bold promises, but when you welcome them into your routine day after day, they begin to transform your health quietly, consistently, and profoundly. Small fish may look humble, but in Japan they're considered one of the most powerful foods for preserving muscle, strengthening bones, and keeping the brain sharp, especially as we age. In many Western countries, fish is treated like an occasional dinner choice, something you grill once or twice a week. But in Japan, tiny whole fish like sardines and anchovies are part of everyday eating, and for older adults, they offer extraordinary benefits. What makes these little fish so remarkable? To begin with, they're loaded with high-quality protein. Even a small serving like a handful of dried anchovies or one grilled sardine can supply 7 to 15 grams of easily absorbed protein. For seniors, whose bodies often struggle to process and use protein efficiently, this is incredibly valuable, but their real strength comes from the fact that they're eaten whole bones, skin, and all. That means they naturally provide calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D. A trio of nutrients essential for maintaining strong bones, steady joints, and overall mobility. Once we pass 60, these nutrients become non-negotiable. Then there are the omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy oils, found in high amounts in oily fish, support brain function, reduce inflammation, and even help protect muscles from shrinking. Research shows that older adults with higher omega-3 levels lose muscle more slowly and perform better physically over time. In Japan, small fish make their way into meals in simple, practical ways: grilled sardines served at breakfast, dried anchovies stir-fried with sesame oil, or broths made from tiny fish heads. These aren't luxury items, they're everyday household staples, valued for both their nutrition and their affordability. One patient of mine, Bill, 81, avoided fish his entire life because he disliked the smell. But when his daughter-in-law introduced him to a mild Japanese-style sardine dish, he gave it a try. He later told me he felt noticeably clearer and more alert, saying, "It was like my brain woke up again." Now he eats sardines twice a week and calls them his memory boosters. What I appreciate most about small fish is how budget-friendly and convenient they are. A single bag of dried anchovies can last weeks. Canned sardines stay fresh for months and require almost no preparation. A squeeze of lemon, a scoop of rice, or simply eaten plain there, simple and satisfying. For seniors hoping to regain strength, protect their bones, and keep their minds sharp, these tiny fish offer a big return. Their size may be small, but their benefits are enormous. Tofu and other soy-based foods are often called the golden proteins of Japan, and for good reason. As the years pass, many older adults naturally begin eating less meat. Some find it heavy on the stomach, others lose the appetite for dense, rich meals. But the body's demand for protein doesn't fade with age. If anything, once we cross 60, our muscles rely on more protein to stay strong and rebuild. This is where tofu shines. In Japan, tofu isn't treated as a replacement for meat. It's a beloved, everyday food. Silky, mild, and easy to digest, yet packed with benefits. A standard 3.5-ounce serving provides roughly 9 grams of complete protein, along with calcium, iron, and powerful plant nutrients called isoflavones. These isn't just good for muscles. Isoflavones help support bone strength, heart wellness, and hormone balance, something especially valuable for women after menopause. What makes tofu even more remarkable is its flexibility. It can be served chilled with soy sauce and green onions, simmered gently in broth, or pan-seared until crisp at the edges. In Japanese meals, it often appears alongside other protein-rich staples like miso, fish, or sea vegetables, creating dishes that are light, nourishing, and full of life. And tofu is only one part of Japan's soy tradition. Foods like yuba, tofu skin, okara, soy pulp, abura age, lightly fried tofu, and soy milk all offer gentle, affordable sources of daily protein. They're easy on digestion, easy on the budget, and easy to add to any meal, perfect for those who struggle with heavier animal proteins. One of my patients, Evelyn, age 76, could no longer tolerate meat after abdominal surgery. She began eating soft tofu soups and miso broth with small tofu cubes. Within a few weeks, her energy lifted, her muscle decline slowed, and she told me, "I finally feel satisfied without feeling weighed down." What I love most about the Japanese approach is the respect they give tofu. It's more than nourishment, it's a reminder of simplicity and balance. Its gentle texture, mild flavor, and ability to blend effortlessly into any dish reflect a mindset of eating with care and presence. In many Western diets, we often chase big numbers, more protein, more calories, more supplements. But Japan shows us something different. Steady, soothing nourishment can do far more for an aging body than intensity. Slow and consistent wins the race. Japanese eggs, soft, nourishing, and unexpectedly powerful for muscle strength after 60. There's something universally soothing about eggs. They're familiar, gentle on digestion, and incredibly easy to prepare. But in Japan, eggs hold a deeper place. They're viewed as a quiet source of vitality, and when prepared in the traditional way, they become a remarkable ally for aging muscles. A single egg offers 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein, plus important nutrients like vitamin B12, choline, and selenium. These support muscle repair, healthy nerves, and steady energy, things the body relies on more and more with age. What sets the Japanese egg tradition apart isn't the ingredient itself, but the thoughtful preparation. Rather than heavy, oily breakfasts, Japanese-style rolled eggs called tamago are delicately seasoned with a touch of soy sauce and a whisper of sweetness. They're gently cooked, often steamed instead of fried, creating a light, moist omelet that pairs beautifully with rice, vegetables, or a warm bowl of soup. It's balanced, easy to digest, and surprisingly strengthening. In many Japanese homes, eggs are enjoyed in the morning, not at night. This early dose of protein provides the body with fuel when muscle repair is most responsive. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that spreading protein intake evenly throughout the day, especially starting at breakfast, helps significantly reduce muscle loss in older adults. I remember a patient named Don, age 79, who began preparing simple tamago after watching a Japanese cooking program. He replaced his usual sugary breakfast with rice, soft vegetables, and a rolled egg. In just a few months, he felt steadier on his feet, regained some lost strength, and told me he could think more clearly with far fewer afternoon slumps. For seniors with small appetites or slower digestion, eggs are an ideal choice. They're soft, versatile, and ready in minutes. Boiled, steamed, scrambled, or layered over warm rice, they offer comfort and protein without effort, and culturally, tamago appears everywhere in Japan, in bento lunches, hospital trays, and even at sushi counters, a quiet reminder that simple foods, prepared with intention, can nourish the body deeply and consistently. Buckwheat soba, the noodle that builds strength not just fills the stomach. In many Western countries, noodles are treated as comfort food, delicious, yes, but rarely considered nutritious. In Japan, however, there's one noodle that stands in a league of its own. Soba, made from buckwheat instead of refined wheat flour, offers a quiet but powerful boost to the aging body. Unlike pasta or packaged ramen, buckwheat soba naturally provides protein, fiber, and protective antioxidants. A typical bowl can deliver around 12 grams of plant-based protein, especially when served with a soy-based dipping sauce or simmered in broth with tofu, egg, or small fish. What makes soba especially valuable for adults over 60 is how gentle and balanced it is. It's easy to digest, has a low glycemic impact, and avoids the blood sugar swings that drain energy and slow muscle repair. Buckwheat is also rich in rutin, a natural antioxidant that supports healthy circulation and may help calm inflammation, an enormous help for aging muscles and joints. In Japan, soba is more than food, meaning, every New Year's Eve, families gather to eat toshikoshi soba, the year-crossing noodles. The long strands symbolize endurance and long life, a wish for strength in the coming year. I once spoke with an elderly woman in Kyoto, likely in her mid-80s, and asked how she stayed so active. She laughed softly and replied, "I eat soba and walk to the market." Nothing fancy, but what she described is the magic. Steady habits practiced every single day. Soba is also wonderfully flexible. Enjoy it hot in a comforting soup or chilled on a tray with dipping sauce. Pair it with a soft-boiled egg, grated daikon, tofu, or even natto if you're feeling bold. Many older Japanese adults savor it simply with a light broth called tsuyu, made from dashi soy sauce, and mirin. The best part is that soba is now easy to find in many Western supermarkets. Just check the label. Some brands mix buckwheat with white flour. To experience the full nutritional benefit, look for 100% buckwheat or juwari. Edamame, simple Japanese snack that brings strength, comfort, and a little joy with every bite. Picture a warm bowl of bright green soybean pods, lightly salted and perfectly steamed. You lift one to your lips, slide the beans out gently, and enjoy their soft, mild flavor. This is edamame, a beloved staple in Japan, and one of the easiest ways for adults over 60 to boost their plant-based protein intake. These tiny beans may look humble, but they're remarkably powerful. Just 1 cup delivers nearly 18 grams of protein, along with fiber, magnesium, folate, and iron nutrients aging bodies depend on to maintain muscle, stay energized, and support recovery. And unlike processed protein snacks, edamame is simply whole food. No fillers, no added sugars, just clean natural protein that your body can use efficiently. It's gentle on digestion, low in calories, and surprisingly satisfying, which makes it ideal for seniors who eat smaller meals but still need steady nourishment. In Japan, edamame isn't just something to eat, it's a shared experience. Families enjoy it with meals, and friends often snack on it slowly in the evening. The simple act of opening each pod creates a moment of calm and connection, feeding not only the muscles but also the mind. One of my patients, Rosa, age 80, shifted from sugary snacks to a small bowl of edamame each afternoon. "It feels good," she told me. "I'm giving myself something real." Within weeks, her energy stabilized, her cravings decreased, and she no longer felt that evening slump. You can find edamame in almost any grocery store now, usually in the freezer aisle. Steam it or microwave it for a few minutes. Sprinkle a little salt, and you're done. Add it to salads, stir-fries, or rice bowls for a quick protein boost. What I love about edamame is how effortless it is. No recipe needed, no complex preparation. Just a warm bowl, a few quiet minutes, and your body receives the nourishment it's been asking for. Gentle, steady strength, one bean at a time. If you're still here, thank you from my heart to yours. Building strength after 60 isn't about chasing the past. It's about honoring your body today, giving it steady protein, gentle movement, and consistent care. The Japanese approach reminds us that health isn't created through dramatic changes. It's built through small daily rituals. A spoon of miso in the morning, a bit of tofu at lunch, a handful of edamame in the afternoon. You don't need to try all 7 foods right away. Just start with one, and let your body notice the difference. And remember this, you are not failing, you are rebuilding. Every mindful meal, every small choice, every moment of compassion you give yourself truly matters. If this video brought you clarity or encouragement, share your thoughts below. Tell me which food you're excited to try. And don't forget to subscribe, there's much more healing to come.